Marino.
Lunch God. Cold coffee. Yeah.
Slam down like Jamtown, we don't pop shots at sundown. I ride around, we stay grinning, they really mad just cause you winning,
What?
But tell me why the fuck are you so extra, Tell me why the fuck are you so extra?
Yo, welcome to the Rogue Lamb. We in this thing. Got your host P Weez the Sneeze, man. The official Breeze freestyling. And got your boy Fire Dex, man. He gonna come up with some slick shit eventually. He gonna be coming up with some slick shit eventually. And we got special guests. You special because you came in and you're on time, punctual. Rachel Zuniga. I said it like Japanese.
That was a valiant effort, though.
I know.
I know where she seen me from.
Where?
I think I seen her on Mo Facebook or something.
Arguing with him?
Huh?
Was she arguing with him?
I think that's.
I think they low key despise each other, but I think
Low key.
low key. Oh, high key, man, high key despise each other. Welcome to the show, man. It's been a while. I think a few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
You almost like a regular on here though.
I think this is my third time.
Y'all hear the sultry in her voice?
Yeah.
Can you sing us a tune? Maybe.
No.
Maybe give us.
I
something?
could not carry a tune in a
Can't carry a
bucket
tune?
right now. I can generally,
Okay.
but I can barely talk.
How's your Black History Month?
Problematic.
Problematic.
as usual,
It's fucked
but,
up, right?
You know.
They say this is the worst one ever in history. The history of it being around.
Who said that?
Who is they?
Who's they, right?
The elusive
I hate
they.
that shit, but I said it. They I saw an article. It's like, could this have been the worst Black History Month ever?
Did you read the article or just saw the headline?
You know, I read headlines and I form my own conclusions. I form my own shit.
Like
but
I already know where that's going.
I do shit like that.
Grocery line tabloid shit.
You know, man. Whatever the head say, I'm roll with that, man. Let it run with that, man.
Terrible.
I saw you post something the other day about and I also didn't read this either. You know, I just read your stuff.
Ay Dios.
You posted something about Black women in birth. What was that?
So
You remember that article?
Yeah. So Black women, the mortality rates post or during pregnancy and post pregnancy are essentially, the short version is Black women are 47% more likely to die
During childbirth.
And within the first year after childbirth.
Why is that?
And that's after adjusted for income and health. So, for example, Serena Williams almost died. Serena Williams is not poor, never been poor. Serena is probably the epitome of health and still almost died.
Because she's mixing races. She shouldn't do that. No, I'm saying. bad sense to you. My bad.
Actually, we can talk about that later, but as a general rule, I'm not the biggest fan of interracial relationships.
Why she do that? You know what? I feel like Serena just maybe he's a sweet guy. I don't know. None of us know him, but I don't know, man.
So my perception is, and again, like you said, none of us know him. When it comes to interracial relationships, the other person, I'm going to say and of course, interracial relationships can be Asian and Caucasian or, whatever. But generally speaking, when we're talking about interracial relationships, we're talking about a Black person with a non-Black person. Mm-hmm. And I think it's problematic because the vast majority of the time, the non-Black person is unaware of or does not care or is the quote-unquote colorblind trope. Mm-hmm. And they are unaware of and don't care about the issues that their partner faces. And they don't take the time out to check their privilege long enough to find out. Mm. So, generally speaking, I'll say I'm the exception. There was a hair flip there, though. Y'all missed it.
This guy, I think Rachel really Black underneath. She might be Black on the inside.
I almost spit my cock.
My bad. Sorry. My bad. Back to the back. You guys. I was gonna say back to the pregnancy thing. I tend to trail off shit. Mm-hmm. My bad. It's like a stem, tree. Yeah. Stem. My bad. Black pregnancy. Why are Black women?
So
why is the mortality rate higher?
There's a lot of reasons, but essentially what it...
It's a new thing, too? Is this just happening?
No.
That's been since...
It's been. But, you're not going to like the answer, but the short answer is systemic racism.
I was.
But it's like the constant, the incessant stressors that society places on Black women, or that Black women experience just through their daily existence, their daily interactions. It puts weight on their bodies. Now, of course, not physical weight, but like stressor weight that contributes to health disparities. That's what you get. God don't like ugly.
Well, what my take is, I was listening to Dr. Umar Johnson recently, and he was saying the same thing. It's funny you bring that up because that was one of the topics that he was talking about. Not only, the stresses of society on black women, but as society looks at black women as being, they treat them more, they hold them to a higher standard as far as strength and pain tolerance. They don't
Correct.
think, they don't look at black
Doctors very
women.
often ignore pregnant women's complaints of pain, complications, and they just play it off as
they downplay the significance of the complaints of a black woman versus a white woman. He was saying that they tend to pay closer attention to a white woman versus a black woman because they just feel like a black woman is stronger
because
in
of inherent racism.
Inherent racism. Yeah.
Man,
But I mean, so honestly, I last summer I believe I went to a training called groundwater analysis, which sounds like it's studying water, but they say when you poison the groundwater, it poisons the whole town, right?
Fluoride shit, is that part of it?
No,
Fluoride
it's metaphorical. It's metaphorical. It has nothing to do with actual
Fluoride's
water.
real. It's really in the water, though. Do you know that?
Yes, that's why British people have terrible teeth because it's not in their water.
Oh,
take
you
my
schooling
fluoride.
me? I'm conspiracy literate. You told me something. I knew that though.
But I went to a groundwater analysis training with Dr. Joyce James, and we had a lot of medical professionals that were in the room. And just within the context of the discussion, there was a...
Hey, sorry. He's a new iPhone guy, man. So
I'm trying to
switch on the side.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
He's like, how do I turn it
You
off?
see me looking at it because it keeps going off.
He knew to the iPhone game. He was Android for a while. I didn't know if Androids had ringtones.
So you stepped your whole life up.
Do Androids ring out loud? They vibrate.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know how they work.
And did it just 5 hours later let you know that you missed a call?
Oh yeah, hey, somebody called her. I don't know if you want to get that or not. Yeah, Android shit. He iPhone now. He up on it, man. You know what I'm saying?
But anyways, there were several healthcare professionals that were there, and kind of throughout the context of the discussion, and it's complicated because the people that opt to go to these kinds of trainings are already, have a tendency toward checking their privilege and understanding racial bias.
What does that mean? What does that mean, checking privilege? I know what it means.
So
does it
it's
mean?
acknowledge the fact that that you benefit from, like you were saying, that you benefit from any given systemic step up, basically, without virtue of anything that you have personally done. And a lot of people think that me saying or somebody saying, oh, you have privilege, it negates efforts or work that you have put in, and it doesn't.
Do black people have privilege at all?
Some in different areas, like you have male privilege.
No. As far as like being black though, do we have privilege anywhere? You think? I know a few places. Well, just one really. It's like sports. We definitely got black privilege in sports. Like
do you?
especially like
Hell
yeah.
How many black owners?
If we
are
go
there?
to a basketball court, right?
How many black owners are there?
How many black owners of I know
No black owners in the NFL.
who's
And
the
that's-
Texans owner ain't black?
No.
Who's that?
Who owner?
I saw Hard Knocks. There's a black owner somewhere, man. I'm tripping. I'm
No,
asleep.
it's no black
Oh.
owners in it.
I'm talking about-
It's all.
But that's the thing. But
As
that's
far as in like being preferred in sports though, like
But that's the thing. That's not what privilege is about. Privilege is systemic.
Mm-hmm.
So individual white people can be experiencing homelessness. Individual white people can experience a number of different oppressors, but they are still privileged in that if they were a person of color in that same situation, that situation, by virtue of the fact that they're a person of color, would be worse.
So do we get privilege when we're able to say things a lot of races can't? Like if I say something about a white dude being fast or oh that white boy could jump, let's switch the context. Oh that black dude jump high as fuck. We gonna call him we're gonna call him prejudiced, racist. But if a black guy says that, everybody kind of like well he said.
First of all, saying someone jumps
saying,
high,
that's-
something
Like
Well,
I
even
mean,
on TV,
I mean,
like-
saying something like it's crazy that kind of stuff is offensive, and I get it because I mean, how it's saying that somebody's black an
that's-
offense if they're
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
black. How saying somebody's white
But we can
And
go
that's
around all day
offensive.
saying
Like, I mean, but
I think it's also important to check our definition of racism. Racism is not how an individual person feels about another race. It's not about, oh, I think black people are dumb. That's not what racism is. That's prejudices. That's being a bigot or an asshole. But when it comes down to it, racism is about the systemic. The racism at a systemic level. It's not about how I feel about black people or how Tom, Dick, and Harry feel about black people.
It's Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Oh
No,
my God.
I feel like so, and that's the same thing for privilege though. Privilege falls under the same. That's the same shit.
Yes,
systemic.
it's systemic
Right.
because
I suppose.
and there are countless studies that back this up where they will take two resumes and put a black sounding name and a white sounding name
That's point.
Yeah, and they're the exact same resume.
I'm liking where she's
I
going.
want to say
Well,
it's like
I benefit
100% of the time.
We benefit from white privilege then, because Dexter, Pierre. I've come into interviews. It's like Pierre. I'm like, yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't lie.
Yeah.
I'm in here now. What we doing? You know?
I've done plenty of things where they call you by name and you can already tell by the expression on the person's face you're not what they expected.
Fuck.
He
got in.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that too, but in reverse.
A lot of people.
Well,
Didn't
my
know
name
you
is
were,
Rachel, but my last name's Zuniga. I'm Hondureña. So whenever you see me, obviously I look Caucasian.
100%. Almost 100%. Right. When you
I
see
don't
them-
really tan. I just get freckly.
So you might benefit from white privilege.
I absolutely benefit from white privilege. And by virtue of that, I am racist because it's not about my personal feelings about black people. By virtue of the fact that I benefit from a system of oppression that oppresses black people and other people of color.
It's not. It's so weird though. Society's so weird.
So you don't believe that white privilege exists?
I believe white privilege exists. I believe black privilege exists. I believe Asian.
What's black privilege?
Black
Explain
privilege, as far as in bro, it might not seem like much, but when people see us, a lot of people think we like if we go to China,
in different
we go to China. I heard when black people go to China, all the Korean, Chinese people. I know, look, all the Japanese people in China, all the people in China, they're like, they look at us as like, oh, we're all athletes. Do we get better treatment there for some reason? They look at us as being superior. We're taller. We're faster.
I've heard the exact opposite.
But you have to think about colorism also exists in Asian culture. If you look at all the whitewashing of Asian women models, they're whiter than I am. There's the surgery to give yourself the eye flap.
What'd you do with your hands just now? You look we now on video.
No. I'm not doing the Asian thing. I'm saying the flap, this part of your eye. So Asian people have what's called a monolid. Generally speaking, have a monolid.
Slit.
A monolid means they don't have the fold, the crease in their eyelids.
I hate my crease.
So there is a surgery to put a crease there
Okay.
to make you to give you more Eurocentric features. So whether or not you want to acknowledge it, racism exists in every culture,
100%.
and it always comes down to the darker you are, the less privilege you have. And it's
dark
a
is always associated with bad.
Yeah, that's
black is evil, white is good.
White is good.
You heard about the
Sounds about white.
You heard about the Asians in the Harvard? Was it Harvard? Yeah, Harvard. I think it's Harvard. They're making it harder for Asian students to get in now because they're testing so high, and it's a lot more of them getting in. So they're making it harder.
So there's a big sort of discussion amongst I'll call them white supremacists, basically saying that that Latino people need to pull themselves up by the bootstraps as immigrants because Asian people do it. It's a bit different. It completely negates the colonization of Latino America. It completely negates the inherent racism of our system, and it also negates the time gap. Latinos have been here. Latinos are indigenous. Asians only recently in the context of the history of the United States, only recently started coming over here. So it's apples and oranges. You can't compare the two.
But as far as the school changing their whole criteria for a whole race of people to get into their school, that's fucked up. Right? If it was showing another foot, if they were doing that to black people, it would be everywhere.
But that's the thing. That's the thing.
They have been doing it to black people. What do you mean? If
They have.
That's why you think affirmative action was created.
Yeah, but they're doing it to Asian people now, right? Nobody gives a fuck. People give a fuck, but nobody gives a fuck.
But that unfortunately is how you develop equity. people talk about equality a lot, and that's not what we need, because equality sort of tells us that we need to give everybody the same opportunities. And the way our system is set up, giving everybody the exact same opportunity gives a benefit to non-black and non-people of color.
Bro, we got black schools all over the place.
Yeah.
Listen. I mean,
But they're also underfunded. They're also lower test scores. They're also et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, we have
underfunded.
Absolutely.
Very underfunded.
I'll send you some articles that you can read the headline of.
Fuck, every time you come here, I'm never prepared. Dex been trying to coach me up on planning shit. I'm getting better at it. You fucking lucky. I don't got no. I mean, maybe I'm lucky. I probably might be wrong, but all right, they're underfunded. Let's go with that. Fuck it.
I mean, you can even look at it in Austin. Schools on the east side. First of all, Black and Latino people were forced to the east side in the early development of Austin. There used to be, I want to say it was a coal factory over there. So the air was bad, the ground was bad, it was just shit. So Black and Latino people had to go live over there.
It's East Side OG.
Are you from Austin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where are you from?
Very much so.
East Side OG, man.
Yeah, East Austin.
You talking?
Northeast Austin.
I loved it.
You talking? Just grew up over there, man.
But so then you've seen the changes, you've seen the gentrification. But like historically, Black and Latino people had to live over there. But because of the growth of the city, the gentrification, Black people and brown people are now being forced out and go to fucking Pflugerville.
Exactly. The outskirts, Manor.
But if you look at the funding of the traditionally Black and brown schools, if you can just drive by them and look at the condition, they're underfunded because schools are funded by property taxes. Property taxes in lower income areas are, by virtue of the fact that there's less money coming in, there's less money to give to schools. So because there's less money to give to schools, there's textbooks are outdated, teachers are underpaid, overworked, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's the thing that I always try to get people to understand is everything is a domino effect. There's not, let's go in and fix this one thing and it's going to solve racism. Let's stop white people from doing this and it's going to solve racism. Because it's not about ideas. The vast majority of the Black people that I know, if you talk to them, they say, I don't give a fuck what white people think about me as long as I have the opportunity to live my life and do my shit.
Holy shit. You just met in the middle right there. Our argument, right, is on left and right. You closing the gap. Keep going. Sorry.
But that's what it is.
That's what I agree
and that's
with you,
that's why I try to point out to people that racism is not an individual belief system. It has nothing to do with what one white person thinks or what a group of white people think. It's about the system that was created by and for white people to benefit white people.
Okay.
And because it was created that way.
Yeah. You just swinging like
how did I swing? Where you?
When you went back to systemic racism. I mean, that is real, but you keep.
But that's what I'm saying, because the issue is not solving individuals' beliefs about Black people. You can't change the way people think.
So when somebody says we all need to take care of ourselves first, like when a Black person says we take care of Black people first, then we worry about everybody else. That's the wrong idea.
I don't think so.
Fuck, where are you at?
He's like, I don't get it.
Damn it, I can't figure you out right now.
Well, I mean, put it this way. Anybody that is in a oppressive system, or rather anybody that is oppressed by an oppressive system, has a responsibility to their group of oppressed to work together to create like a strength in numbers model. That's why I think Black and Latino people need to quit hating each other, because no matter what, we're the minority in this country right now. We're the majority minority, but we're still the Black people. I think are 12 to 13% in the United States. So until we get it together and quit with the colorism and the other bullshit, we're always going to come up short.
All right, let's take a turn, man. Dex, get into this one. He can. I think he could dominate this one, man. I was arguing one of your female friends the other day on your status. Nice girl. I hope. I don't know her. So I should have pulled it up once again. Unprepared.
I
basically, basically, the meme was men disrespect. We don't say you respect women unless you're gonna respect transgender women.
That's not what it said.
Transgender. Read it. My bad. Quick intermission. She's pulling it up. Bro, I had a whole argument, man.
I know, and I was at work, so I didn't get to read it, but it was good. It was. Dang. I post
I'm a misogynist. I'm like, damn, dog.
But you're a misogynist in the same way that I'm a racist.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you can't do
No.
that. That's not right though. That's not right. You
It
can't.
sounds uncomfortable, but it is what it is. You benefit. You benefit from a system of misogyny.
Nah, I don't think so.
It says don't act like you respect women if you don't respect trans women, sex workers, and women that you don't find attractive.
I told her I respect everybody in the spectrum, except she was trying to force me to say I respect sex workers. Basically, she was saying the fact that I don't respect.
She's not telling you to respect their profession.
But she was saying, what was she saying?
To respect them as humans. That's what that's about.
That was she read what I said wrong though. I didn't say
no,
they should
because
be,
people get into these arguments and don't read.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I wanted to tell her we need to have a conversation because we gonna argue through text. It's gonna be misinterpreted. We gonna read it wrong. Mm-hmm. But she was saying, money how you get money. Dex agrees with that. He said it before. You gonna get money how you get money. I respect everybody hustle, but you can't force me to respect somebody's like they profession. Like you
don't have to necessarily. I don't respect politicians.
I mean, shit. All right.
So it's not about liking or agreeing with their method of getting money. It's about understanding that even if you disagree with it, they still deserve the same respect that any human deserves.
I agree.
And that's all that's saying is, and I think a lot of that gets lost in translation. And I'm trying to get better about this, but then again, I'm not, because I think you need to call a spade a spade. I find that whenever I'm like arguing with white people and I say that's racist, they're automatically on the defense and they don't hear anything else.
Same as feminist, or
right? So same as when a feminist calls a male a misogynist.
Bro, out of line.
So
it's true.
It's
true.
Fucking not.
Can I ask you a question?
You can. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Really, dog.
So what do you do for a living?
You're not going to get me here. I am a housing stability specialist for youth experiencing homelessness, 18 to 24.
Okay, so that's awesome. So I asked that because do you work in like an office setting, like workplace environment?
No,
not at all.
I'm a case manager. I have an office, but I don't work there. I drive around. I go to homeless camps and things like that.
Okay, well, you probably still could answer this question. Why is it that in an office setting, corporate setting, that black women in general have such a hard time moving up corporate ladders? They always get hackled. They always
systemic racism.
Okay, I kind of wanted you to go into detail and to kind of explain that, because it's a lot of people that I've talked to that don't think that's a real thing. And I'd say all the time, black women are a double minority.
Absolutely.
So they have it 2 times.
Don't
as
let them
bad.
get gay too.
Yeah, they have it. They have double hardship as any other minority.
There's this perception that, so there are things, first of all, like I look like absolute crap today. If I were a black woman, I would be called every name in the book.
No, you would.
Maybe not by you, but by the elusive they.
You see a black woman in tights with long hair, what you gonna say? Like, you know what I'm saying? Straight, you safe, man. Any black girl put on.
Well, you're asking the wrong person. I like plain regular.
Bro, I like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree with you. I'm saying, like, I be letting sisters make it, but as long as they ain't out of control.
Again, we're talking about systems and not individuals.
I just think you telling women. I'm gonna let you answer the question.
But okay, for example, in 2019, we have to set a law that it is illegal to oh my God, my word just left me.
It's that bad
discriminate. Ooh, wait.
Yeah.
That was the easy one. I thought you had a big word coming up. My bad.
Wasn't even an SAT word, but it's illegal. We had to actively put a law on the books that makes it illegal to discriminate against black hair.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
In 2019, it shouldn't have to be a law. The reason that it has to be a law is because it is so prevalent.
People think it's a distraction. That's what it is. I don't agree with it. I think
that's what I'm saying.
I see where they're coming from, but I don't agree with it at all.
No, it is only a distraction if you think that the standard is Caucasian hair.
Exactly.
That is the only reason that black hair is problematic, because it doesn't look like yours.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It shouldn't be distracting.
Yeah, I hate that term. Like when people say, "Oh, you got good hair." Like, what's good hair? What does that even mean? Like, what does that even mean? Like, what's good hair?
Black people say that the most, right?
And
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
But see, that's all
internalized.
systematic.
Gotta be
That's
mixed.
internalized hate.
Are you mixed?
Yeah.
Mixed with what, nigga? I'm a light nigga, dark nigga. That's about it,
I'm
man.
mixed with black and black.
Yeah,
that's-
little light black, little dark black.
That's the systemic. That's not systemic. That's the systemic racism, but it's the psychological part of it.
It's internalized
So it's
racial.
internalized to make us hate ourselves, hate things about ourselves, and to think that
And to wash yourselves out.
yeah,
But we teach each other that shit. Just
We
like
y'all
we
teach each other because it has been taught.
Yeah.
It started with slavery.
started way before
It
us.
started
Bro.
with-
that goes on with
white
telling
people-
kids that when you go into a business, you're gonna automatically be discriminated against.
They are.
But that's not always true. You put that in somebody's head, they're already going in thinking they're getting the short end. You gotta
They
go in there.
are.
But no, that's not all the time though. I teach my
You're
kid.
yelling.
Oh, sorry. You know how I get, man. Come on, y'all know
It's
y'all
okay. I
rocking
hit
with
the
right
table last time.
You slapping the table last. They don't flip it over. I feel like that goes in with telling our kids that, dog, as soon as you get a job, no matter how hard you work, you're gonna go in there and this white dude's gonna have the upper hand on you. I'd rather tell them
They're
that you're
going to though. You have to. You have to prepare
some
them
kids
for the
can't
work.
handle that though. Even you can prepare them, they're gonna go in already thinking,
They can
fuck,
handle it
I
if
might
they-
not
if-
get this
if
shit.
you
I'd rather
prep
my
them.
kid
You
go in
have
there
to-
thinking
no,
100% with your
you know-
resume, you gonna get it.
You know
go
what?
in there 100%.
But
You can
that's
teach
setting
them.
them up-
You can
that's
teach
setting
them
them
to be
up for big
confident. Yeah, you can
disappointments.
teach them to be
Yeah.
confident.
Disappointment's okay though.
Pete.
That's part of life.
Right,
You can
right.
teach them-
No. Disappointment is okay. It's okay to lose a job because you didn't deserve it or you didn't earn it. It is not okay for you to not get a job because you have dreadlocks.
And it's
because
not
you're
okay
brown.
to tell kids hey bro, you didn't get that job because of the way your hair is. Now
No.
nigga thinking,
No.
oh, I can't rock this hair. I'm never gonna get a job. He gonna
No.
That's not
what I'm
what she means by that. What she means is it's okay to teach your kids to be confident and to go in there saying I'm gonna get this job. This is for me. Blah blah blah. But
And
you
it's
don't also want them to be blind to the fact that they could very much. You want them to understand that there's an aspect to this that you could possibly be discriminated against and not get
And I
the
think
job
it's
just
important
based on how
to
you
teach
look.
them
I
how
agree
to
with you on that.
recognize it too.
Yeah.
And I'm not black.
agree on that.
I'm likely going to have black children, but I'm not black.
You're almost like, and this is not an insult. You're almost like a part of the Brady Bunch. You almost like a Marsha. You almost like a.
Marsha.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't understand.
I'm saying it. You know.
I don't get it.
You white, man. You white as shit right now. You know.
Yeah. Did we not already establish
I gotta
this?
keep pounding it in, but
But
at
that's
the
what I'm
same time,
saying. Like
yeah.
it's very difficult for me to have these discussions specifically with black people because I'm not black. I'm never going to have the same experiences that y'all have. I'm never gonna get it ever.
unless you get dreadlocks. You get dreadlocks.
You're literally the fifth person this week who has said something about me putting
I'm
dreadlocks
surprised,
in my head.
and this is not another thing. This is not trying to be offensive. I'm surprised you don't got braids in. Straight up.
I don't like to appropriate African American culture.
Appropriate African American culture.
No,
Black people probably did start
honestly,
braids, but Romans wore braids too. They probably influenced
honestly,
black-
I'm an islander, so I used to wear braids a lot when I was younger. I primarily don't wear braids because I don't want to snatch out my edges. One, I don't have the hair for that. Two, who the fuck has time to go get their hair braided? It hurts my head, makes my head itch. I don't like it.
You better tell these black women they cut a whole week out of their schedule. to
I
go get
know.
their
I'm like,
fucking hair braided.
who has time?
African ladies get you out in 6 hours, but don't. Anyway,
Do you know how much hair?
Yeah,
You know how much hair I have?
But braid's supposed to be good for the hair though. It helps your hair grow. It gives your hair a break. It's like a
If
protection
you
style,
have
depending on what kind of
thick
braids.
or coarse hair, if you have Caucasian hair, that shit just breaks.
Yeah, you're right. All right, well,
My hair
don't
does
get
fine in braids. I don't like them.
You got cornrows, man. Surprised, man. I'm surprised about a lot of things.
I
too.
just said I used to get them a lot.
Why not? Why you stop? You don't want to get attacked by some random black girl on the street.
No, first of all,
Why the fuck you wearing braids, bitch? I seen it happen.
could
Man. I don't
could
think that's
happen.
right. I seen a black girl on the internet attack a white dude for wearing dreads. You don't know him first off. You don't know where he from. You know what he. You don't know who he knows. You don't know him. You can't tell him he can't wear dreads. It's fucked up.
First of all, I can because it looks bad on.
His
all
was
white people.
actually decent. His was twisted. You can see the roots. I was nigga straight. He just got them whole
But the
twisted.
thing is, so for me, an appropriation. There's a book I can give it to you. But
Give the decks.
appropriation is the definition of it
You read
is
it, I'll read.
it varies. But for me, it is when non-black people take on black culture, and it is lauded and and celebrated by society in general. And then those same white people do nothing to give credence to or assist the culture that they're stealing from. They're culture vulturing. And because they don't care and don't, it's like they say, everybody want to be black until it's time to be black.
Exactly.
So I can sit here and put dreads in my head. I can put braids in my head. I can do baby hairs and get ass implants and all this other shit and plump up my lips and get Kardashian praise for it.
Don't you do that. Don't you attack them. No, I'm playing.
I'm playing. Are they going through a rough
black
time
man
right
be
now?
defending the Kardashians.
Never.
Thank you.
They just got hit with their own sauce. They got sauce.
Exactly. Anyways, everybody over there is trash.
Yeah, but back to the culture vulture aspect of it. You know, like you said, I love that term. You know, everybody wants to be black until it's really time to be black. It's just like the suburban kids who love street music. Like, if never lived a day of that in their life.
Me?
But
love street.
But I mean, you know,
you're not a white kid.
Yeah, I'm a suburban white kid.
I mean,
suburban white kid.
So I didn't.
You know, it's just like this is the way I compare it. You know, it's just like it's like going to the zoo. So they get to view the animals without any of the actual danger, the danger or repercussions of what will happen if you actually get in the cage with them.
And a lot of people don't understand. Yeah. Whenever you appropriate blackness, you can take that off. Rachel Dolezal at any point could decide that she wants to be white.
Have you seen a documentary on her?
Yes.
It's pretty sad. Like, I kind of understand why she was like that.
Just because you had a bad life, that doesn't. No.
I'm saying the way people are raised, man. We don't know how
who is that?
Rachel Dolezal is a white woman. Did she work for NCAA?
She was the president of the Spokane, Washington NCAA, who passed herself off as black for years. She went to Howard, I think. She went to she went to a college, and she actually sued the college for discriminating against her for being white because she didn't get a scholarship that was for black people or something to that effect. I don't really remember. She gets on my damn nerves.
So she was pretending to be white, but
she was
be black.
Opposite.
She's white. She's white as shit, but she was acting black, like doing everything of black, like braids. She would get tanned the fuck out of herself.
Yeah.
And then she got caught. She got busted.
And then pictures came out. Her parents released pictures of her as a child, blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah. You know, and then
why would her parents do that?
No, she was raised with black kids. Parents some hoes.
Yeah, her kids are biracial.
Be your own people, man. Every time, bro.
But yeah, she was passing herself. And there was an interview on TV. It was so funny. The reporter was like, "Are you black?" And she goes, "I don't understand the question."
I seen that. I love that interview.
Oh my God, it was so funny. And he's like, "Are you black?" And she like ran off.
It's kind of embarrassing, bro.
Yeah.
But doesn't that, so you believe in letting people be themselves, but you draw the line at white people acting black? You won't let a white person think they're black and dress black and be black?
Well, there's scientific evidence to support trans people. There's nothing
like the brain, right? It's all in the brain and the head. So a white person can have a chemical imbalance, being like, "Hey, I identify." I'm not a brain surgeon. They could be like, I could identify as a black person. I feel like I'm black. Just like a person can be like, "Oh, I feel like I'm a girl, dude. I'm a nigga, but I'm a girl."
I think it was Dave Chappelle.
That was fucked up.
That said, yeah, thank you. I think it was Dave Chappelle that said. Was it Dave Chappelle on his Netflix special said he believes trans people because they commit to it. Like you you really will go in and remove your penis.
Yeah, you cut the berries in the sausage, fam. I believe you.
But if you're appropriating blackness, at any point you can decide, nah, I'm white.
Whenever it benefits you.
Whenever you get pulled over, you get real white. Get real white.
Quick. Yeah, real quick.
Okay,
definitely.
Fuck.
This is why I like debating with Pierre, because Pierre will concede whenever he loses.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I mean, because like we can go back to the interview thing. They're not gonna even if they're trying to appropriate being a black person, when they go in that interview, guess what? They're gonna be the whitest, chippier person they could be in their life just to get the job. Yeah. But as soon as they get the job, they can go. It's like a switch. Like they can turn it on and off.
Yeah,
Code
I can't
switching.
stop being black. Yeah, we can't do that.
Exactly.
You
can't decide one day to have a different texture hair, to have lighter skin.
I could perm.
Sammy Sosa.
Sosa. Who?
Isn't Sammy Sosa Dominican?
Mike Jack.
He's Dominican, right?
Yeah, but
He was tripping.
He was black. He was black, and now he's glow in the dark.
Look, him too. They have like these identity crises, man. They be
But
fucked up.
again,
I
like
thought
that
Sammy
goes back.
Sosa was dead.
Nah, he almost dead though. He should be.
He might-
I'm playing. That's fucked up, right?
Just because Sammy Sosa, as we know him,
Bro,
disappeared.
he get any wider, he gonna disappear. The Sammy we knew dead. I don't know who that.
Post Sammy.
Samuel is. I don't know who that
But
nigga is.
old girl, Tiny too. But again, that goes
Oh yeah.
that goes back to the internalized
The
racial
blue
oppression.
eyes. I never stood that blue eye surgery shit. That was kind of much.
Look, ooh, that's Sammy Sosa. Now
Yeah, I know exactly.
That boy like a dead body, man.
he does. It's creepy. But it goes back to internalized racial oppression. It goes back to
So you would,
house slaves versus field slaves.
so you would agree that trans people have something's wrong with them? No. Okay.
No,
But you said it could be proven scientifically, right?
Yes.
So there's
proven
something
scientifically
off.
that no, not off. There's scientifically. I'm going to give the genetics for dummies version. Essentially, the hormones that are released from a male to female trans person are primarily female hormones. Their body is literally telling them you are a woman. Same thing with male to female. Their bodies, the chemicals that are being released by their bodies are literally telling them you are a man. It has nothing to do with some bizarre choice. It has nothing to do with childhood trauma. It has nothing to do with XYZ. And it's inherent because I remember a long time ago I watched this this special about a boy, a child that was born as a boy. There was a botched circumcision, and they're like, yeah, they basically were like,
It cut off too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
They're basically like,
the fuck
oh, well,
do
we'll
that?
raise him like a girl. So from infancy, this child was raised as a girl, but got like literally violent toward girly things. Now, I think girly things and male things are societal and change over time. Pink and blue used to be reversed like prior to the 40s or something like that.
That's what's coming down to.
Nonetheless,
Feminists want to be men.
I don't want to be a man.
You want to have all of the. You want to do everything a man does, basically. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
So the women so basically, I think what he's trying to say is like the women who want all the they want to be put on the line with male. Y'all want the same
Same privileges.
same privileges as men.
We want
Until it's
equity,
time to
not
do
equality.
man stuff.
Motherfucking man.
No.
When it's time to get the gun and go into the war.
First of all, that's not true. Women have been fighting to be combat
have,
soldiers for a
and they
long
are,
time.
but
That's
there
not
was-
wrong. But hold on.
Okay, I'm fucking sorry.
The vast majority of feminists, and this is the argument that we have a lot, is you listen to outliers, you listen to the extremists because they're the loudest people. The vast majority of feminists don't want equality. We don't want to be treated like men. We know that we are not the same as men.
That's my bad.
But we want equity. I want to be able to go in and get a job that's not based off of physical strength and not be chosen.
If the job requires physical strength, though.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
fair, right?
If the job requires physical strength,
That's
cool.
fair, I'll
talk
Like the
about
woman,
something
like the
I'll
woman
talk
that
about
became a
something I know
ranger.
personally.
1 second. The woman that became a ranger, she passed the male version of the ranger test.
She deserves it.
And she deserves it. And that's the only scenario where I think that's doable. I don't think that you should put a woman in a combat zone
You're
who
yelling
cannot
at
lift
me.
up.
You're yelling at me.
I don't think you should put a woman in a combat zone who can't physically lift a man. I don't think you should put a woman in a situation where other people are in potential danger because of her lesser physical strength. But if she can do it, fuck, let her do it.
We agree.
The end. What were you going to say, Dex?
Y'all ready for me?
Yeah,
I think so. Are we ready for a race?
I did. I did. My bad.
I mean, personal experience.
Anecdotal evidence.
I am a firefighter. So
Fire decks.
when you're going through your training for that, you have women. It's a big thing in the fire department. Like just the culture of it's a lot of people who actually think women shouldn't be firefighters. They don't think that in the heat of the moment they're not capable of. Could they save me if I go down? Could they pull? Could they
The physical
do
strength
the
required.
physical
Right.
requirements, which is a lot that a man could. during a scene or whatever we're doing. And you have some women who want to be firefighters, but want to take shortcuts on the exact training that we do. The alternative, they want modified push-ups.
Right.
They don't want to run as long.
And I don't agree with that.
They want to, it's a whole bunch of things. So it's a big deal. Me personally, I think it's plenty of women who are capable to do the job.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And if you're capable, you should be able to. And if you're not, you shouldn't.
But I also think that it should not be any modifications just because you're a woman.
I agree.
I'm not one of those people that think that, a woman shouldn't be a firefighter. I think, like, I have a daughter. If my daughter wanted to become a firefighter and she was capable of doing it, then I would be all for that. So,
right.
But I would also tell my daughter that, don't expect anybody to help you. Don't expect to do less than what everybody else is doing.
Right.
The man is who I'm talking about. Like, don't go in there looking for handouts. You got to show them. They have to know you're capable of doing exactly what they can.
Have you ever seen G.I. Jane?
Yeah, I've seen it a long time ago.
Yeah, but it's essentially conceptually the same thing. Is, again, the vast majority of feminists believe that we should have the opportunity to do it, not the opportunity to get the modified version of doing it. I think if I want to be a firefighter.
Can't even say the word right now. I'm joking, dog. I'm joking.
But no, but
wow, I just caught that.
But
you said fucking will you? No. Go ahead, you good. I fuck up all the time. I'm always getting correct on shit I say and I write, so it's fine. But I just feel good.
Abuser of the incorrect there. Anyway, but if, like, a lot of times people say, for example, that women cannot mentally handle combat, or menstruation is going to cause a problem in a combat zone.
Some truth, though.
Not really. Dudes have to shit.
Yeah, but periods take you out the game. Some girls have the worst periods.
Don't.
I don't have periods, but I've seen them. Some girls have violent periods. Like, them things are...
Violent? Really?
Violent was kind of a crazy
depending
word to use for it.
Depending on the woman, some women are fully functional while they're on their menstrual cycle. Some women just
Are
aren't.
dead.
Like,
They might as well get shot.
and some women, they are complete damn... Wow. It's some people that are on their menstrual cycles. They are completely like different people. Like, I could literally tell when she's on her menstrual cycle. Like, she's a completely different person. She doesn't move the same. She doesn't talk the same. Her attitude is way off. Like, I think all of that stuff matters, especially in the combat zone, to where like split decisions and people's life is at balance. Like, it's like something that's a lot of. I'm not saying all women, because nothing is 100%, but it's just something that some women can't control.
Do you think that by the time a woman is of age to enter combat, she doesn't know herself and her period?
Yeah, I'm talking about grown women.
You don't think some women will still go out there, though? You don't think some women are still, like, only stubborn because men are extremely stubborn? Some women are like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to still get it done. You get out in the battlefield, your menstrual hit, and you're like...
She shot.
Like, you're immobilized. Like, the cramps. I don't know. I don't want to sound like an asshole, because I sound like an asshole everything I'm saying. But I mean, it is what it is, man.
It is not.
I knew a girl that when she would have her period, she had to take like painkillers, all types of like cocktails and medicine, because it would literally keep her in the bed for. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, like my menstrual cramps are equivalent to childbirth.
See,
like,
yeah,
what I'm saying. Like,
you out in the field, all of a sudden it hits.
But you know what? I go to work 4 weeks out of the month. Like, I don't miss work because of it.
Some do.
But yeah, but what I'm saying is, that's why I'm saying nothing is 100%. You might be totally capable of completing your job.
And again,
mission,
I think this comes down to not listening to the outliers. If I'm not capable of doing it, I shouldn't be allowed to do it. If I am capable, the vast majority of feminists, believe it or not, are reasonable.
I've met one, you. Nah, I'm lying. Damn, what is wrong with my brain, bro? I keep saying mean shit, fam. Whatever. It's whatever, bro.
But yeah, and that's the thing. Like, when it comes to Black empowerment, you can sit there and listen to the extremists that say kill all white people, but that's not
Killmonger.
Yeah. It's gotta be all right.
I don't think Killmonger was. I'm kind of on the same page as Killmonger, TBH.
Killmonger, bro, y'all are at the top of the food chain. You literally can rule the world. I mean, was it Marvel or DC? Whatever universe they in, you can rule the world, right? There's nothing you give them what you want to give them. You don't give them shit to beat you, obviously,
Give
man.
them
But you
nothing.
can save. You can save the world,
I
fam.
ain't
They've
Captain now.
taken enough.
Y'all,
Yeah.
you brought a man back from the dead, fam. You can save so many kids and families, dog. But you don't want to do that shit. He wants to rule the world. He wants to be over
and that's
everybody.
what I was. That's where Killmonger lost me. But with his logic behind it, I fully agree with.
Oh, that's why he died at the end. You know? That's why my man's.
He's not dead. He is in Black Panther 2. he's gonna be in part 2. So.
It's a part 2 coming out?
Yeah, we never see him die. We see him fall over. We never see him die.
Oh, you think they saved him?
Duh.
I don't know about that.
I gotta read the comics. I don't know if he come back.
I don't know if you should make a part 2 of Black Panther. I think that one. I love that movie. I've seen it probably like 5 times.
It's lit.
But I do hate the worst part of the movie is at the end when they decide to go. I guess it's the United Nations or everybody got together and they brought everybody in on their technology, the vibranium, all that. Like they're finna teach the world about.
I think it's just like with any expendable or finite resource. It can't be shared with the world. It shouldn't be.
We're gonna give y'all what we want to give y'all. He's smart, bro. He's like, I'm not gonna give y'all shit to ruin us, nigga. We're gonna give y'all.
I'm interested to see part 2.
We should have used it to empower us.
We did. We had
personally.
Wakanda. We straight.
Oh, okay, we should have used Wakanda and all of its resources to empower us. It was not for the rest of the world.
So what's after that then? After we get to the hierarchy, then what do we do?
This is why I always argue this when we go back and forth about this, bro.
Man.
Society, it's time for us to start doing stuff for us. I'm telling you, man. They paint black people as like, gruesome, people that don't care about other people, violent and all of this stuff. But in as a whole, we are some of the most compassionate, caring,
especially
seriously, like, we are the most forgiving. Like we do stuff for people who don't even could care less about what we're going through or what's going to happen. Like,
facts.
So to me, what that showed me at the end is like, at the end of the day, blacks are going to feel like they need to have things vindicated by other races. Like they had to go out and be like, okay, this is us. We have to show all this off.
No, that's
this
not
is what we had,
bro. We were
versus. I mean, I'm with Killmonger. He was a little to the extremist side about killing everybody and like
there's a middle ground here, bro.
But I'm totally pro Killmonger on his views. Like I was even mad. I hated when they brought the dude back to Wakanda to save his life. Like y'all did what y'all could while he was there. He doesn't need to come back. Like that. Those are our secrets.
I mean, she said that in the movie too. You brought the colonizer. You brought the nigga here, but at the same time, bro. Once we get to the top, right? All right, let's think ahead. We get to the top. We got Wakanda. I keep saying we got Wakanda, right? Ultimate civilization, bro. Me too. Hopefully. Well, bro, that's what I thought. I said, what there is a Wakanda? We just the niggas that's not there. That's fucked up, right? That's fucked. We just the niggas that didn't get in, man.
But I think look.
He's like, I'm like, oh, I'll be mad, bro. I'm like, nigga, get me in, fam. Get me in. I'll be so hot. Sorry. Imagination crazy. This nigga put his lip down, had Wakanda tag. I'm like, living. I'm like, what the fuck?
After that movie came out, a lot of people went and got that tattoo.
I'm like, man, I be hot, boy. I be a hot nigga.
But I think what Pierre was saying is, after not just like the Wakanda as it stands, but like after Wakanda reaches out and shares their resources with other black people, and black people reach this pinnacle, this zenith, then what?
Then what?
I think at that point, the system of oppression has been flipped, in which
everybody else.
That's what happens by virtue.
We build our own nation. We build our own businesses, our own banks. We become our own ecosystem.
We'll leave the world out.
No, the world is okay. The world's okay now.
Basically,
nah, man, it could fix the world, man. We fucked.
But what he's talking about is essentially the Black Wall Street, like,
Bro, what? That's
like
so crazy.
black people going and creating their own civilization, their own existence, separate from non-people of color. I mean, I don't want y'all to do that because I like black people.
Yeah, you gonna be in trouble,
It might
man.
be some people that it's gonna be some pass,
No, it ain't.
just like passports. You get a passport to come to Black Africa.
Nah, man. Yeah. Hey,
Black Africa.
Hey, me, you got
Oh,
you got your Wakanda stamp B?
What?
Oh shit! I think it's probably unplugged. A little short and stuff. Thing.
Technical difficulty.
Oh no, we still recording though. It's all good.
Oh, that's weird.
I know, man. I like hearing my voice. Oh no, we still on. We still good. Oh, you just want to hear? That makes sense. But yeah, like Wakanda not letting nobody in, bro. The niggas not letting anybody in. We back.
There we go.
Shit.
Like I was saying, Black Africa, Wakanda. You got to get a passport to come over.
Stamp.
Some of them
Get a different stamp
Rachel.
on your-
I like Rachel. She definitely. I definitely vouch for her. You
Yeah,
you
but
got
you bring her in, they gonna be like, hey,
You know how
bitch,
people
what the
come up
fuck?
and try to get green card.
Yeah.
She gonna have to marry a black man and go ahead and move.
Darn.
To get
She probably got to chop off a hand or something. You got to lose your hand though, man. Make sure you don't
I
take
don't
over,
think
man.
my husband wants me to lose a hand.
Hey, which hand you right with? Chop. All right, make sure now you handicapped. I don't know, man. That's what I would do, but that's not what I would do. I'm nice, dog. I would have said, hey, man, get him the little shit. Give him the little gadgets. We're not gonna give him the big shit, man, because.
But also, you have to consider that if you give people access to something, they have the ability to dissect and learn it.
But Wakanda, they're smart though. They're not gonna get that the little. Damn, I don't remember the names, man. His sister.
Zuri?
Yeah, Zuri.
Zuri?
She
I think they gave.
she
up,
wounn't give them the ultimate. She would give them the little shit that they can't dissect and create some shit.
I
From
think
that.
they just gave up their most valuable resource, which was their secrecy.
Well,
The vibranium was the most valuable.
That was the most valuable resource.
because vibranium is finite. There's only so much of it. It's not
in Wakanda.
right.
They had it all.
Well, they had a shitload of it, but it's still finite.
Nah, they had all the vibranium.
I know,
Yeah.
but all the vibranium is still limited.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the secrecy is the infinite resource that can literally continue forever.
Real talk.
However,
Sorry.
like he said, they broke that. I am interested to see how Coogler does part 2 because
it's going to be a part 2?
Yeah.
Wow.
Of what? I don't want to see that. It's good. If Killmonger comes back, I'm not watching it. He's
That's
dead.
just like the Belly 2. They messed Belly
They did?
up. Yeah,
there's a
man,
belly
like,
too.
With,
or state property too. I'm like, bro, all that.
Yeah, man.
Belly
the fuck
is,
are y'all
is
doing?
That's if they make a paid in full
livest-
too. I'm boycotting.
Bro, you
No.
can't watch
baby.
it.
I'm being pissed if they make
this year?
another
I'm
paid
out.
full.
I'm out of there, man. Bro, you know the people that were in Wakanda that had like the access to the magical the plant, like it was a plant, right? Yeah, it was a plant.
the purple heart.
Bro, I'd
or
have been
whatever
down
it's
there. I'd have been down there sipping that shit.
called. What the?
That's you again, fam? Nah,
Oh, somebody's over there.
that's me.
What the?
What the fuck is that, man?
That is so. No, it sounds like it's behind you. What the fuck?
Man, they cursing the land, fam.
Bro.
Look, I asked you the very first.
She got two.
I got two.
This nigga. Man, knew it was gonna be Joy. Man.
Ow.
Fuck.
I'm like, I forgot I had my other phone on me.
Bro, I'd
My
have been
bad.
there. I'd have been there sipping the plants, man.
We all look
Niggas are
crazy
crazy.
looking around for this damn phone that's in his pocket.
Yeah, man.
No, the only reason I am interested to see where Coogler goes with the part 2 is because I would like to see how the can absolutely hear that. He's covering the phone like we can hear the other person.
Yeah.
Y'all hear another person?
No,
Oh yeah, we good, maybe.
maybe.
Nah.
Time will tell.
Don't do that though. Don't do that.
I
Don't
lost
part 2 it. Some shit don't need a part 2. Some shit's
Yeah,
good.
some
Some
shit
shit good
just
where
classic,
you had it. Yeah, you got a classic.
Scarface too.
Yeah. Oh no. What? Tony had a son we ain't know about. Oh fuck that.
I don't know.
What I really want to hit misogyny, but it's cool. We ain't got no time. We got a little bit of time. Nah, we're not gonna be able to hit that.
Misogyny 3 minutes.
I mean, I'm just saying my total outlook on my opinion on everything is you shouldn't judge people just by how they were how they didn't nobody chose to be
And
what sex they
that's the thing. It's not it's just like racism. It's not about an individual. It's not. It is about the system that oppresses, and the system oppresses women.
You have to know you got to know more about the person before you put these titles on them.
Just
You
like
have to.
I can say literally all white Americans are racist by virtue of the fact that they benefit from a racist system, a system of oppression that has nothing to do with their.
Group
Hold on,
people
listen.
in.
But
That's not
you have got to get out of this mindset that racism is about how an individual feels. It has nothing.
It feels, actions, how you go about your life.
I go about my life actively trying to dismantle the system of oppression.
And I will never call you a racist.
But I am a racist.
No, you're not. You have never supported lynchings, burning of black people,
but that's
putting crosses on people's
That's not what racism is.
That is a racist white person. A racist white person in everybody's mind is somebody that supports the Ku Klux Klan.
This is why I was trying to
black
get you in the
people.
undoing racism training, because that's not what racism is.
That's not right. I don't like doing that. I call people. Am I yelling? I call people names.
In 2019, they're not wearing they're not wearing the white hoods. They're wearing police uniforms.
Yeah, but I know
they work. They work with.
When I interact with a racist, I know the racist is. I would never call you a racist. I would never call my favorite white woman it's Earth racist. I would never call
your favorite white woman.
My best friend's mom, man. He's mixed. He's a mixed kid. Without her, he wouldn't be around.
Well, yeah, she literally
had
birthed him. Yeah,
without her, he wouldn't.
But again, racism is not about what I think, feel, or do. It is about the fact that because I look white.
This is a new thing.
It's the sociological definition of racism, and that's where the problem comes in. Is because we need the word racism needs a rebranding.
Whoa.
People need to understand that racism is not about individual thoughts and feelings.
It is.
It's not about actions. No, it's not. It is a system of oppression. It's not an idea. It's a system. That's the ism of it. It's a system of oppression.
Well, if that's the case,
we should ask her about Jim Crow a long time ago.
If that's the case, I'm on Deck's side then. I guess we got to just fucking separate from everybody.
I agree.
You're crazy. You're going to be a part of that separation. You're going to be part of that separation.
It is what it is.
Wow. That's wild, man.
She can get a green card.
She can't though, bro, because
honestly,
it's all black only. Man.
If it meant that black people were able to escape this oppressive system, I would.
I think before China at the beginning. So is your mom or your dad white?
Dad.
Your dad? Well, then what your mom is technically.
The seed is with the father.
Really? Oh, but
biblically,
I mean,
yeah.
So you're supposed to identify with your father's lineage, your paternal lineage.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
Because even I've filled out like with the fire department when they ask you, your race. It was a guy there. He was like. He didn't know what he was going to put other, but they were like, well, it's whatever your mom is.
I'm putting
that
Native
person
American.
was wrong.
Yeah. I'm putting Native American every time.
Generally speaking,
I've been putting other.
Native. Wakanda, nigga.
Yeah.
Wakandian. I'm going to get a tattoo. Nah, niggas already doing that shit. They didn't waste no time. Right after the movie came out, niggas getting tattooed on their lip. Bro, all right. You got it. But that was fun.
Good times.
I thought you're a good talk, man. It's good to have you back. You want to plug some stuff? You should get your podcast.
Black Mamas ATX.
What is that?
No,
it's the group, the community collective that I'm in that organizes for Black mothers.
You know what'd be trippy, bro? What'd be a real good look?
I'm neither black nor a mother.
You know what really be a good look? What would trip people out on the visual set is this white woman speaking like this because on the.
She's not white though. She's not white.
Thank you.
My bad. I saw your look.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you did say white.
Is your mom okay?
Her mom is
Italian.
But your dad's white.
My dad is Honduran. Honduran.
You look like a white woman.
I know.
And it would
We're not gonna tell people.
No, it's true.
No, but I want them to see her talking this way.
Blow their mind.
Yeah. Because I really like her.
That would help people. That would help black women that would help black women be like, damn, I need to get on my shit because she on here low key schooling. And I don't what the fuck.
And you don't know shit about what she talking about.
Not a fucking thing. I know some black women. I know some black women that's hip to it, but I know a lot that just.
I know a lot that don't know half of what she spoke about today, which they should know.
You got any more things? Black mothers.
Black Mamas ATX. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on blackmamasatx.com.
That's so crazy. You got some stuff?
Yeah, I'm going right now.
All right.
You can find me on Instagram, A_little_Raz_Daz.
You need some long ass. Niggas don't want to be simple, bro. Niggas don't want to be simple.
No, it wouldn't let me do a shorter one. I was gonna do my email, but that shit's mad boring.
Rogue Lamb's we're going live streaming soon, so
what?
Definitely, yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
We growing, man. New hosts, man. New shit. New everything, man. We transforming Wakanda. We gonna be the next Wakanda, man. All All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, man. Check out next episode, new episode, all that shit, man. On the iTunes page, YouTube page, Facebook page.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all. Peace out. Support people, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, ran out of words, mixing these birds from the suburbs. Yeah, my cousins are killers, McGilla Gorilla, I'm killing these birds. Murder. Riding the wave, girl, if you nave, niggas gon' love you. They don't. Smashing pads, baby, you easy, niggas won't cuff you. Nah.
Hey, remember, health is wealth. Follow your boy on Snap, Pierre No French Show, Instagram, Pierre No French. Mixtape for my friends dropping soon. Yeah, that's a wrap.